the queen of how to. Come on and see what I'm gonna show you how to do. Hello, I am Beverly Kane, and welcome to my channel, the queen of how to. That's me. In today's episode, I am going to be showing you how to cut your own little tapered pixie cut hairstyle. That's what I just finished doing. And so if you stick around, you will learn how to do the same thing for yourself. It does take being a little brave, but in the end, you will save so much money being able to do it yourself. You will save so much time because you don't have to wait to get onto someone else's schedule. You can do it whenever it works for you. Like right now, it's about 9:30 at night and I was ready to do it. So I did it. So stick around and see just how easy it is to cut your own hair at home. We only need a few things. You need a good, I repeat, a good pair of hair scissors, not just a regular old pair of kitchen shears, not just, scissors you're cutting paper with. You need good hair scissors that you only use for hair. Because otherwise, you get a blunt cut that ends up making you have split ends and all kinds of things. So believe me, it is best to invest in a good pair of hair scissors. The other thing I have is just a rat tail comb for parting, and then just a clip to hold things out of the way as I'm cutting. So, and then one last thing I have is I have this little drape or cape that I will put around me to catch the hair so it's not falling into my shirt. So that's what I'm using to get started. So here we go. Okay, I'm all draped up, and since most of this hair I'm cutting is in the back, I have this draped to the back rather than, in front of me. But here goes. And I have cut my hair a number of times, so this is not my first rodeo. I'm not a professional, but I have, done my own hair a number of times. So like I said, I am planning to do it in a tapered cut, and I want to do that for a couple reasons. One, because I want to make sure to give my hair, I'm still on this, hair repair journey, but to give my hair time to really make sure I get my curl pattern back. The other thing, since I have this undercut, there is never any way that this length of hair is going to catch up with this length of hair. And so if I want this to grow back out, I've got to cut this short so that they can grow together. And so that's another reason that I'm wanting to, to cut it. So let's get started. So the first thing I know is that I want this front to pretty much stay this length. So I'm going to just part this off, and it may get trimmed a little bit, but I want to start off, getting that out of the way, knowing that I want to keep the length in the front for, because I like that look and because I have these scars, I need to make sure that I have enough hair to keep them covered. So I'm going to just part that and tuck it out of the way, first of all. And now I am just going to, actually, I'm going to pick this out some, because my hair is pretty much all the same length. It's pretty much all the same length, at the top. So I don't want that anymore. I want it shorter in the back and coming longer as it comes towards the front. And the other reason I want to get it cut is to get it back, like I said, that curl pattern, but also this side. Because I always, generally pull it to this side, this has gotten really stretched out, and so it doesn't hold the curl like I would like. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is start with this back half, well, not even half, back little section back here, and I'll show you. I'll part it and then I'll turn around so you can see. But yeah, this back portion, because I need to decide how short I want that to be from the start. And then, like I said, the hair is going to gradually get longer as I move forward. But I need this hair to not be super, super short just because I do have, scars. And I know that there's shrinkage once it's curly. So let me move this out of the way so that I can see what I'm doing here. All right, so I know I want that to be about 2 inches, and each little segment of your finger is about an inch. So I want this to be about 2 inches to start. I may end up going shorter than that. Okay, so about right here is 2 inches. So I'm going to start there. Okay, and here we go. Okay, Lord, please bless this. Help my hair to turn out beautiful. Guide my hands. Help me do well. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so I am just going to cut that. And once you cut it, that's it. There's no going back. So here, let me just get all that cut across the top. There's still a little curl hanging on here. There we go. So there's that. All right, so now I'm gonna do the next section, next little bit. And I'm not making these sections huge, but I'm gonna cut it just a little bit longer this time. So it's about 2 inches. Let's go from this. Okay, 1, 2. Let's do about 2.5, which would be about right there. Okay. And again, I'm not a professional. I'm not, I have no, you know, um, training or whatever, but just trial and error over the years, I've learned to do my own hair cutting. Okay. So now that's a little longer than the back. So now I'm gonna keep going toward the front. And I think I'm gonna do this in two because it's wider across here. So I wanna make sure that I am getting it all, but not, you know, anyway, I just want to make sure that I have enough, that I'm able to hold it between my fingers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So last time that was 2.5. So let's do this whole finger this time, which is about right here, right where my fingers already were. So I'm gonna cut that. And now not that part, this part that I just separated. Now let's just bring that up. And I'm just going to make sure my finger stops where the other side is already cut. I gathered a little bit of this so that I make sure I am cutting this other side the same length. Okay. Now, this part, I am going to kind of eyeball it because this last piece is right here. So I'm just going to cut this a little longer. I'm just going to hold this behind it so I can see, and then cut it a little longer because it is running into this front. That is the longest piece. And I do want these sides a little shorter because again, we want it tapered here on the side. I'm sorry I don't have more technical terms. I'm just, like I said, I'm not a professional. I just have done enough trial and error over the years to know what kind of works for me. Okay, this section is a little longer. So as I pull it out, I'm seeing if anything is just sticking out longer than it should. Like that. Okay. And let's see what we got here in the front. Now I do probably, again, need to trim that a little bit so that it's not ridiculously longer than in this side. I know it's stretched out. So I'm just going to pull it out. And again, I'm just trimming the ends, the very end of this front, so that this is going to blend well together with this that I've already cut shorter and coming into what's in the front. That's the longest. So I'm just cutting the very end of this. Okay. All right. In the back, I started a little longer than I know I want it to be, but it's better to start shorter and cut more than, because if you once you cut it, it's gone. So there's no going back. And see, this is longer than I want it to be over here. This I need longer. This over here I do not. So I'm just kind of holding it and cutting it at an angle toward the front. And the thing with cutting your own hair, you just have to be willing to give it a try. You're gonna make mistakes, but it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to, it's hair. It will grow back. Always remember that. It is hair. It will grow back. So don't be, terrified about cutting hair. Okay? All right. So it should go shorter. So, okay, so see this little piece right here is still a little longer than it needs to be. So it should go shorter to longer. Let's look at the other side. Shorter to longer. Okay. And then the same thing in the middle. Okay, that's a little long right there, so that needs to be cut. Shorter to longer. Okay. I think that's pretty good. All right. So now we're going to wash it and style it and see what we get. And I'm not going to cut the sides right now because again, I do want my sides to grow out. So I am going to leave them alone right now, but let's wash it and style it. So my hair has been washed, conditioned, and it is very, very wet, as you can see. And so now I'm just going to use this Cantu Moisturizing Curl Activator Cream. And let's see what happens. Okay. And I see already I need to cut a little bit right there. So again, I don't want to be afraid of cutting. If it's going to make it look like I need it to look, just take a little snip. It's okay. And now I'm just going to diffuse this so we can see what the end result will look like. Let me take a mirror so I can see the back first. All right, time to diffuse. So it took me about 25 minutes or so to fully diffuse it. And now I'm just taking a pick and lifting the roots, not combing it all the way through, but just lifting the roots. And then looking to see if there's anything else I need to trim or cut anywhere that's longer than I need it to be. Maybe right here. So again, this is the side that was really stretched out from always being, you know, pulled over to the side. So now I just want to keep it all coming forward, or actually just, all over the head rather than just going to one side since I've cut it. And that needs to be cut as well. And now that's much closer to the sides. So it's going to give it a chance to grow out. And anything that's just sticking up or sticking out, any little singular pieces that's sticking up, sticking out, I am just trimming that off. Okay. Okay. Pull it out a little bit more right here. And I'm sure you can see too, this little piece right here needs to be cut. Trying to do its own thing. We're not going with that. There we go. So now I have a tapered little pixie cut. One more little piece up here. And that's the end result. Cool. So I'm gonna, put a little oil on this. Just a little bit. Give it a little shine and seal everything in. Guess I should have done that before I tried to style it, huh? But let's just add a little oil to it. Style it like that. There we go. Whoops. All right, let's pick that out. Okay, and that is it. So this is my tapered cut. And so I'm going to be wearing this. That means no more crochet for a while because I am just, I've cut it now. And so there's not long enough to braid anymore. So this is just going to give me an opportunity to just tend to and take care of my own hair. Let these sides grow out a little bit longer. Let the back grow out a little bit longer. And this is what we got. I am satisfied with it. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please share your comments with me. And, if you're somebody who's ever cut your hair before, your own hair, let me know, how it went. I know I've definitely made mistakes before where it's like, whoo, I need to let this grow out a little bit because I made some mistakes. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it, the more familiar you are with your hair and you know what to do. So this is my tapered cut, which I am very satisfied with. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much to all of my subscribers. Love you guys. I love responding to comments. So definitely, again, let me know what you think below. Don't forget, as always, to take a second to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything coming up in the future. And come back next week to see what's new from the Queen of How To.